Afternoon at the allotment today. You may have seen a couple of weeks ago I did a polytunnel tidy, and it really needed to be sorted because I hadn't got on top of things over the winter at all. I didn't get it ready at the back end of last year because of various things that were going on. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago I set to and tidied up the polytunnel, ready for starting to sow seeds, which I now have done. On that video, quite a few people asked me how I secure the polytunnel. Now we are in a relatively windy area here. I'll just shoot, if you haven't seen, I'll just shoot around and you can see we are quite open. Our prevailing wind comes from the west and the southwest, and the polytunnel just happens to be positioned in a way that the corner, this corner here, or is it that one? No, that corner there is actually sort of facing on to west southwest, so it catches some of the prevailing wind. So what that does is it effectively splits the wind. So the polytunnel is neither, sorry, I'm looking in the wrong place. The polytunnel is neither taking the full force of the wind on the front or on the side. I was looking at John Cuckoo Patch's video earlier of him looking at his polytunnel in the wind, and it was blowing about quite a bit and he was a bit concerned about it, but he has it well attached. So I just thought I would show you what I do, because I haven't dug anything at the side and put the slips of the polytunnel cover into the side. I haven't done any of that. I do have some strawberry plants waiting down this side here, and I have a couple of bags on this side here. What I have done is I've used these tree stakes for the point this end here, not that end. These are, I think, a metre, and they're about 80p each, maybe £1 each. I got 10, and what I do is drill a hole through there, another hole through there, and then I bang these into the ground, obviously as far as they'll go, and then I attach the polytunnel frame to the stake using cable ties. Now we don't normally use cable ties, we don't like using plastic, but this is an occasion where I think we need to do that, because it's about securing as much as possible the frame of the polytunnel to these, to make sure it's as rigid as possible. What we also have is at the front we have, I think they're called modern T-bars or rebars, modern rebars, which are hooked metal, and I'll show you one because we have one that holds the polytunnel door open during the time that we're in there. So I'll just go to the polytunnel now and show you what we've actually done. Here you can see the stake, and if I just put one that is spare next to it, I think you can see that that's been, can you see that? No, let me move you up a bit. Sorry about my fingers. From here, this is the length that it's been bashed into the ground. I would have liked to have gone a bit deeper, but we've actually got a structure under here, so that's as far as it goes. If I then move you around, you can see there's another one here, and then if we move over to the corner, another one over there. You can just see the one, I think, was it here? Can't see the one there, and you can't see the one there actually, sorry. This is one of the posts at the back of the polytunnel, and you can see here, and is it up here, there's cable ties. Now we've drilled a hole, as I say, right through the middle there, right through the middle down there, and then cable tied the whole thing in. Every now and again I give the cable ties a pull just to make sure they're as tight as possible. So this is on each corner and halfway down. So the frame itself, fingers crossed, is extremely well secured into the ground. Our polytunnel has effectively 6 legs, 3 at either side, and there is this bar here is the only bar that connects the sides. There's no lower bar here. If I tilt you down here, you can see that there is a lower bar here, and it is this that we have secured into the ground. I think you can see that there. And then if I just pan you over here, there's another metal bar just here, which have been secured into the ground. The bars that we're using are these, or we have used are these. This is just me wrapping tape around this, because this one is actually used to keep our door open when the door is open. But this has effectively been bashed into the ground and is securing this front frame in. We don't have any in the back frame. It's just the front. It's just the front that is taking the brunt of the wind here, as I said previously. So it's really the front that we need to make sure is secure. Here we have Velcro tabs. These Velcro tabs are actually attached to the cover, the polytunnel cover. You can hear their Velcro, and there are a number of these at different intervals. Another one here. If I turn you up, there's another one up here, but you can't see, that's going into the sun. These are what attach the cover to the frame. So we've secured the frame in the ground, and now we've got this attached. What I have found is that these Velcro can be a bit touch and go. Sometimes they're actually too short, sometimes they're really long. We've got some on the other side that I'll show you now that actually just didn't reach around at all. This bar here is along the whole side, the long side, and these Velcro really weren't long enough to attach the cover to the frame. So what I've done is I've used tape to sort of elongate the Velcro and then tape it up, and I've had to do that at each of these positions. If I just turn you around, you can see these 3 positions here, here and here. They've all had to be elongated because the Velcro was just far too small. On the other side, we had exactly the same situation. So it's not a fact that the cover was down further one way than another. It's just how it was. One other thing that you should remember when you're doing a polytunnel, I'm going to have to lift you up, is you'll see here there's tape. This doesn't come with the polytunnel. It doesn't. It has to be bought separately, or I've never seen it with a polytunnel anyway. And this actually is called hotspot tape. And what it does is, during the summer, obviously this metal frame can heat up significantly, particularly last year. And this tape here acts as a heat buffer to stop the cover effectively heating up and degrading more quickly than it would. So this hotspot tape, I think it's about £10 a roll. It's not cheap. I think we needed about 16 meters of this tape. Anyway, there we are. That's how we secure our polytunnel, with these tree stakes, with these cable ties. And as I say, we use very few cable ties. I think these are the only cable ties that we use on our plot. On the door, if I come in here, you can see here is the Velcro, which was a nice length, but I found that I needed to tape the cover with additional tape. at quite a few spots. So I've done it down here as well, you can see. Let me just open the door and we'll go back outside. So there's our poly. You can see up here, I've also taped some that needs retaping, because what you don't want is you don't want the wind to get in there. Can you see my finger? Sorry, no. You don't want the wind to get under there, so I'm going to have to tape that back down, because obviously if the wind gets in there, the wind is actually going inside the polytunnel. The door frame here does have this lip, sorry, it's way above my head, does have this lip which covers this area, but it's best to make sure that this area here is taped down. So now I've seen that, I'm actually going to sort this out this afternoon. How is our cover faring? Well, pretty well. We do have a few small holes in it. There's one there. We have another one there. We have another little one here. We have one just there. One there. One there. But actually, I think it's faring pretty well, considering that this is the area, this is the side, and the front here, which take most of the wind. We've had it now, this will be our third growing season with it. It's been up about 2 years. We'll put a quick video up here of us putting the polytunnel up. But I hope that answers the questions that people have said. Why, or how rather, do we secure the polytunnel? Because that is, I hope that's all clear. If it's not, then obviously ask me questions below. So that's it. I'm just going to do that bit along the top here. Where is it? There. I'm going to do that bit of taping to make sure that the wind doesn't actually get under the canopy, under the, I can't remember what it's called, cover, under the polytunnel cover. I'm going to do that now, and I need to pick some kale for tonight. I think actually I'm going to pick the some of the cabbage leaves, some of the Portuguese cabbage that we've got. It's quite interesting, the Portuguese cabbage has not had any attack on it from anything. I'll certainly be growing that next year, where our broccoli and our other cabbages and our other brassicas have had significant bits of whitefly last year, back end of last year. Obviously the cold has got most of that now, but yeah, they've not been pecked at all by pigeons as well, and they haven't been covered. So quite interesting. I'm not sure, maybe the Portuguese cabbage doesn't taste as nice as the other cabbage to the pigeons that are around. Anyway, there we are. I'm going to leave you now. I hope that has been useful. Any questions, please put them below and I will come back to you, and enjoy your polytunnels. If you are thinking of getting one, then let us know. This one costs about £90 for the frame and the cover, and that again I think was 2 years ago. Some of the polytunnels that you see have got zip doors. This one has actually got, as you can see, a door that opens the other way. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please do subscribe if you like what we do, and please do give a thumbs up if you think what we're saying is good, and I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.